Hello, everybody. This is R.K. Mullins, author of Time for a Serial Killer, A Lifetime of Murder. Also, the host of Author to Author, where we interview indie authors, small press authors, and any author really that wants to get on here. I really don't care. As long as they want to talk, they have a good time, they smile, they laugh, even at my dumb old jokes. They want to do that, they're willing to be on here. But we're breaking protocol today. My four rules are simple. No politics, no religion, no sex, and we don't discuss our publishers. Guess what? I'm breaking rules. Hey, my show, I do what I like, right? Today we're going to have Miss Stephanie Sands-Larkin on here. She happens to be the owner of Red Penguin Books. I'm not having her on here because of her book service, as it were. I'm having her on here because of, number one, she's an author. Number two, what she does for authors of all of us out there that don't cost us a dime. She's very good about that. And you talk about a woman who gives and keeps giving. This is her. I swear to goodness. I met her. She helped me publish my book, Time for a Serial Killer. She really did. She helped me out a lot on that. And I ain't gonna take nothing away from what her company can do. She's got an open format. I told her she does not have to hold back not one dad-burn thing. She gets to talk about whatever she wants. But like I said, the reason she's on here is because what she can do for us authors and what she has done for us. I'm not selling out and still yet, but like I said, she's earned my utmost my admiration and respect. Miss Stephanie, take it away. Let's get us an introduction in there, ma'am.
Wow. Could you go in front of me and introduce me all the time? Because you did a really nice job.
Well, thank you.
Make me feel 10 that introduction. Well, do you remember how we first met? Do you remember?
I remember very well.
You were a guest on, you were talking about how I promote authors, and one of the free ways I promote authors is that, like you have a show here, I host a show called Between the Covers, and you can go, all of you, please go to betweenthecoverstv.com, sign up. It's for all authors all over the world, and you were a guest on my show. And even though I'm in New York and down south, you were a guest on my show, and we really hit it off. And now, that was like a year ago, at least, maybe more. God, time is like standing still lately.
March will be a year. I was having just a little bit of a background on what she's talking about for the audience out there. I was having difficulties with a publishing service that I hired. I was very disheartened. And I was looking for information on how best to promote my book and try to get it out there. And she took a look. She actually, I gave her my book. She read it, and which is surprising. Most of the time, half these people out there, if they look at the title, you're doing dang good, right?
You're right.
A little bit about my backstory, and I told her, and she asked me to be on the show. I was not part of her Red Penguin books at all. And trust me, and it didn't cost me not one red cent. It was the best admin thing I ever did, personally. Miss Larkin has helped me out a ton, beyond what, the service requires. And we've become very good and very close friends. We really have.
You know what my favorite thing about being friends with you is?
And
this is not anything to do with books. Okay, you totally want to follow him on Facebook, because he cooks the best looking food I've ever seen. And every time I open up and I see some gorgeous food, you have inspired me, because you know that before this whole lockdown, I wasn't really a cook. I told you that. You would show me the food and I said, yeah, I don't really cook. And now, of course, with lockdown, I cook. And you know who I look for cooking inspiration? That one. That's who I look to for cooking inspiration.
I appreciate it. I just love to cook people. I'm a fat guy. Fat guy likes cake. I like entrees. The heck with the cake.
You have to see his food. The food is
Did you see that one I posted up there yesterday? The gumbo.
Oh, I showed that one off to my family. Are you kidding? I love that one.
That was my version of seafood gumbo. So
Look
I
delicious.
appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Anytime you want any of the recipes I put up there, be my guest. Well, I mean, I haven't put any up in a long time, but if you want any of the stuff, any recipes that I cook, heck, far
Well,
I'll put it out for you.
okay, I am going to nag you for recipes because you know that one of the things we do for authors, because we're always wanting to encourage writing and encourage authors. So we came out with a series of anthologies. You're even in one of our anthologies.
Yes,
So
I am.
every 2 weeks, we have a new book on a topic. Like this one was about growing up. This one was
Yep.
science fiction. This one was travel. And every 2 weeks, we have a new anthology, open submission all over the world, no charge. Send your stuff. We can get you published. And you know what we're coming out with I think in February? It's going to be a cookbook. Everyone's sending in their best recipe and the story behind it. So I'm warning you now. The best recipe and a story behind it, because of course I need the story. It's a publishing company. We need stories, okay? But please, if you are a new or aspiring author, this is a great free program to get your foot in the door, to get published, to get links back, because that's huge, to get those links onto all your social media and things that you're in another book. And
Yep.
twice a month, there's another anthology coming out. So, you know, that's a free for I want to highlight all the stuff that we're doing that you can get your foot in the door. You can be on the show if you're already published and you
Yep.
got a book. BetweenTheCoversTV.com. Please come on my show. And if you're not yet published or you have some short works or something, go for the Red Penguin collections. That's what we call these. And the cookbook is coming, and you had better give me one of those recipes for the cookbook. You promise?
I will let you pick a recipe.
Oh, well, I think I might pick the gumbo because I'm all about that. But I'm going to look through. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look back through my Facebook and see all the pictures of all the food. And that's how I'm going to pick.
Well, you do that, and I mean, as many of them as you want. My youngest daughter's been on my butt about writing a cookbook so I can get it done and put all my recipes down so they don't disappear with me. And every now and then I just shoot her one out of the blue, or she'll ask me for one, and I'll give her text about it. I mean, I cook. I don't know teaspoon from tablespoon for half of it. I ain't no dummy by any means. I'm an old country boy. I just do what I do, right?
You're saying that your recipe is just going to say add some of this and some of that and some of this, and I'm just going to have to figure it out?
No, it'll be a little bit more precise than that, and it'll have a lot more on there to go by. I mean, it'll be a true blown recipe. But when I'm actually doing the cooking, I'm not really concerned about whether I'm putting in a tablespoon or a teaspoon. It's what I think that it needs right then and there. My gumbo is 100% from scratch. I make the roux, the whole 9 yards from it, just like I do just about everything else.
You didn't just like go fishing for that stuff first, did you?
No, I went to the grocery store for that night.
Thank you. I can't go fishing. I mean, there's a foot of snow outside today where I am.
Now, I actually got live mussels from the grocery store. I was really surprised.
Did you? Okay. I'll have to try.
And they turned out really well. But again, I do appreciate all the attention you're giving me, and you always do. That's just the way you are. But it's not about me. It's about what you do for the authors out there.
Put 2 cents in. I want to get everybody submitting to our anthologies. We're having a new literary journal coming out in 2021, a new magazine that's going to come out 4 times a year with writing. All people are submitting, especially those are for short form. If you can write a whole book, believe me, I'm right there with you. But this is also for like short stories, because not everybody is you. I mean, you send me sometimes a chapter a day. You know that? A chapter a day he sends. Not everybody is you.
Well, now that was on Confessions Before Death, and you got to admit now, when I started writing it back in May, there was quite a few times I kind of stepped off to the side and didn't do what I was supposed to.
But sometimes people call it writer's block, whatever they want to call it. Sometimes you need to step away, and that's okay. And look
Well,
at what happened. When you came back to it, you were writing a chapter a day. So it was good that you stepped away.
yeah, I was. I mean, and to be honest with you, I'd heard somewhere before, and I don't remember who said it. Was it? No, it wasn't James. I want to say that it was Dean Koontz stated
Okay.
that if you want, if you're a serious author, then you should be writing about 2,000 words a day.
Mm.
You know, and that's about, and for me, that's a chapter. That's 2,000 words. So that's what I was doing. I wasn't practicing what he was saying. I was just doing what I mean. That's how I set Confessions Before Death up. Most of the chapters are 2,000. I don't think I go over 3,000, but most of them are 2,000 words. Roughly about 10 pages, and like a 6x9 book or something along those lines.
Yep.
I got a lot of pointers.
Done.
I didn't know. I did not know dirt from Shinola. We say it a different way, but no cursing on this show, right? But I didn't know anything about the publishing industry whatsoever. All I wanted to do was get my book out there, and I put it in the wrong hands in the first bad burn place. I'm not going to tell you, but they've done great. That company's done a lot of work, good work. They've been out there for quite a while, and they've done a lot of stuff for a lot of people. They just didn't do it for me. That's what I'm saying. And I ain't saying who you are. Me and Stephanie, we talked about that. I will not badmouth a company on there. It's not going to happen unless I have a good reason for it, and I better have a dang good one. Lawsuits are just out the window, so I can't afford that. I mean, this is free, people. As long as it ain't costing me, it ain't costing you. And if it does cost, it probably still ain't costing you.
There's a lot of different paths to publishing. Some people get a publisher, some people self-publish, some people might try something and it doesn't really work out and they try something else. I think I'm so excited, whether or not it went all perfect for you the first time, that you did something. Too many people do nothing. So whether you want to take a class on self-publishing, whether you want to read a book, whether you want to talk to people, listen to your podcast, learn more, get a game. I'm so glad you got the game.
Yeah, and I am too. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, even though you weren't instrumental in me getting out there looking for a way to publish my first book, you were dang sure instrumental in getting it out there and getting it out there right. Yeah. And that much I highly appreciate you for. And I can't tell you how much I've learned from you as far as the publishing industry. And I mean, you got to admit, when you got my first book and you got the manuscript in your hand, it was a hot mess.
It was definitely a pretty hot mess, yeah. But we got it done. And you talk about the publishing industry. It changes like every day because look at the world. Does the world change every day? So we're always trying to follow the ball. And my one biggest goal in all of this is that I want authors to get their books out there. And it should be in a way that's stress-free and celebratory, because this is like the biggest, huge accomplishment. I am all about celebrating this.
Yeah. I mean, people, I will tell you this, but I told Miss Larkin straight up from day one, I am not an author by any means. And then one day I told her, I said, I don't believe I'm going to say this. I said, I'm an author. And she said, you dang sure are. I didn't, people like my daggone book. It ain't sold a whole lot, but then again, first book, it takes a little bit of getting it out there, right? Plus my marketing skills ain't that great.
Absolutely. But our tagline that goes under our name every place is changing lives one book at a time. And I love that tagline because the first person, whose life gets changed first? Yours. Yeah. Aren't you a different person? When you write that book, when you hold it in your hand, you're like a different person then. And that's awesome. That
And the
is
thing
so
about
awesome.
it is, there's so much excitement when you put your first book out there and publish.
Oh
Like
my
having a
gosh. Nothing
baby for the first
the
time.
box, the book comes.
And there's like holding your baby for the first time. What she's just describing. I mean, I had four youngins, four babies. I was there for every one of them's birth, and the greatest moment of my life was holding them. That first time. And the book is almost right there with it. But then again, that feeling of dread comes in. Are they going to like it? Are they going to tear it up? Are they going to hate me? What? You get that feeling coming in. And then when the first person buys your book, that's one thing. You say, oh, okay, now I've sold a book. Great. It don't mean a lot. It ain't going to bring me a lot of money. But when that first review comes in, I don't care if it's a good one or a bad one. That one's going to stick with you.
Yep.
For a long dang time. Trust me, I look over that first review I got like a Bible. It is that meaningful, at least to me anyway. I mean, it doesn't mean that much to everybody. But Miss Larkin has also, in plenty of cases, has offered free tutorial classes. But she does hold classes, and she teaches at a university, if I'm not badly mistaken.
I teach in a university also, and at the university level, I teach marketing, advertising, small business management, all the things that authors need. But yeah, I do a lot of workshops, and we're going to have a lot coming up in the new year on book marketing, on self-publishing tips, on editing, on all sorts of different topics. So definitely you want to get on our mailing list so we can get you all that information, because our list that goes out weekly has all the free classes, all the different anthologies that are going out so you can get involved, all the submission dates, and of course, our show that we're featuring authors all over the world. So you want to get on that list so you get all that information, and it's free.
Now, tell them the name of that show again, because I already know that name. You said it so much better than I do.
Oh, you're sweet. The show we host authors on is called BetweenTheCoversTV.com. And if you forget that name, although how can you forget that name? It's a little scandalous. Between the Covers. If you forget that, just go over to redpenguinbooks.com. You can't forget that. Red Penguin Books. I mean, red, look, I wear red all the time.
And redhead.
Always. And it's Red Penguin Books, and that's where you'll see the shows, the free anthologies, the free classes, the sign-ups, and you'll also see all of our new releases. I think we published 6 books last week alone. Yeah. People are like pumping out books right now before the holidays, like crazy.
They definitely are. People, I'm not trying to sell you on her service by any means. I am not one of those kind of people. I'm not going to do that to you. Unless they're paying for advertisement, then they can sell you the ad for themselves. Otherwise, I ain't doing
free stuff. Do the free stuff. I'm
trying to help y'all out on people who are helping us, and don't ask for nothing in return. If you're shy about being on TV, and I'm not kidding, it is a TV show now, and I was on that sucker.
You were great. You were great.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Like I said, and not only is she a friend of mine, and she helped me with my first book, she's my mentor as far as this industry is concerned. She's taught me a world of information on this. And she also has a nice little podcast that I'm sure she likes to get authors on from time to time. Yes, and all of that's on her website at redpenguinbooks.com.
That's right. It's all there.
And like I said, if you get on there and you start searching, you see prices and stuff like this for the services that they offer, and you, oh, well, that guy just trying to get us over here to sell something. Yeah, okay, get it out of your head now. It ain't happening, y'all. You do not have to buy anything from this lady for her to help you guys out. That's what she does. She loves doing it. Her son is an author and works for her at the book company. He runs the anthologies.
That's right. That was his idea, and I love that idea. He came to me and said, how about we get some new authors in? And I said, you got it. We'll do it. We'll do it. And all free.
Exactly.
You got it.
Where in this magazine that she's coming out with, it's going to be a quarterly magazine. Most places charge you for you to submit to them for that magazine, and then you don't even get picked for it.
Right? Don't they? They charge you just to submit, and then you get turned down.
Yeah.
What's that?
I can't tell you. I don't necessarily expect I'm gonna get picked just because I submit something. But that Bernard, don't charge me for submitting it. It's your magazine. I'm helping you sell it. If you pick me,
yeah, no, that's
why
crazy.
people buy it. They want to read the stories that are in there. And if my story's in there, if I'm blessed enough to have one in there, or whoever gets a story in there, y'all are helping sell that magazine, and you ain't getting anything in return except for the price you had to pay to submit it. That's a little, I got a big old ego, trust me. I have got an ego from, where. But that's even more egotistical than I am. Dang. And wrong.
But that's their business model, and I can't understand that. I don't understand who would submit to that, pay for it.
I don't either. I mean, I have submitted to some, and I have paid because I had to submit it. If I wanted to submit, I had to pay it. But after about the first 2 or 3 of them, didn't help me none. Nope. And trust me, this lady will answer questions like it ain't nobody's business. She will tell you in a heartbeat. If you submit a book to her, she does not just publish anything that comes across her desk. And she looks at everything that comes across her desk. I can guarantee you. And before it goes to anyone else's desk. Yeah. And a lot of free stuff. Like when I first met her, and she still does this, she printed my book out so she had paper in hand so she could redline it the old-fashioned way.
And then, didn't I send you? We took all your paper, scanned it in with the red marks so you could see it all. Remember that?
And that right there's a learning from this old hillbilly. But she's done a lot for me. She does a lot for a lot of authors out there. If it was not for her and probably 2 other people, I wouldn't even be doing this Dad Burn show.
Well, I'm thrilled you're doing this show. You know how excited I was when you told me you were going to do it. Right.
Yeah, she was pretty excited about that. I don't know why, but she was. You did tell me something I'm kind of interested about, and I'd like to touch on that before the end here, if you don't mind. This new platform you're talking about.
Yep. Well, that's still in development, but we are going to be hosting on this new platform other people's shows. You are first in the door because you got a special thing.
Now I'm honored. I'm just straight up honored for that. I mean, I could not ask for nothing better on that one. But I was just kind of wondering what it was about. I mean, you said something about it, and I was like, I ain't never heard about this. And usually I hear about something.
Yeah, we started developing a little bit over at redpenguinproductions.com. And we've got different people's podcasts that are being hosted on our podcast network and such. But we're going to flip it over to video as well as podcasts after the new year. So we can host many more shows. That's what we're working on right now.
And that's nice. That's very nice. That's going to get a lot of authors out there, more exposure people. And that's what this show's about, is getting you guys the exposure you deserve.
Yep.
And helping you try to market the book even, for free. We ain't got, I know I'm broke as a joke. As most of us out there ain't got the money to put into really good marketing plans or buying or paying for marketing plans. So every free avenue that you can find, use it, please. Submit to me. I don't turn anyone down. If they got a book out there and it's been published, I don't care if I like it or not. They get on the show, and it don't cost you nothing. So please submit to me for the show. Submit in to Miss Larkin here, Miss Stephanie Larkin, very nice lady. I mean, I tell you what, she's a great friend of mine. And she will help you guys as much as she can and give you the best advice possible. If you don't have the money to be able to, pay for a service like hers or anybody else's, and you want to self-publish, I will guarantee you, she will be the first one to tell you how to do it.
There's plenty of things that we can do for free, resources, help, classes. Please let us know.
And that's what it's all about. Well, Miss,
Well, you know what it is? Too many people in this world, and you know this, don't want to help each other. You, me, we're all about helping each other. Because they say when the tide comes in, the boats all go up together. And that's what I'm all about. When the tide comes in, we all go together. So that's why I want to help people. Just like
people who aren't willing to help other people, especially in times like we're facing these days,
right.
Is when the boats start sinking, they're the first ones to reach for help.
You're right. You're right.
So why not help everybody else? This is my brainchild, I guess you want to call it. You won't blame me for it. I'll take the blame, all of it. Hopefully y'all and the readers out there and people who are watching this, the audience, hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Please let me know if you are. And if there's particular authors you want me to try to get on here, I will definitely do my dangest to try to get them on here. I ain't gonna promise nothing now by any means. I can't get Stephen King on here because he's a way bigger name than I am. And he needs something reaching a lot bigger audience than I'm reaching. I bet you money on that one. But still, yet, it ain't about his ego. It's just for him, it's business straight up. And I don't blame him. I probably would be kind of similar in the nature as well. And I don't know any of this to be fact. From what I understand, Mr. King is a very nice man and does a lot to help other authors out as well, but not necessarily at his own detriment. But there's too many services out there, people, to just get hung up on one. Do your research. If you're looking for a publishing service, and I'm not trying to sell you on Red Penguin Books by any means, do your research. Check out the website. Check out the Better Business Bureau rankings. See how long they've been in business. Just because they started doing this 2 or 3 years ago, doesn't mean that they've only been doing it for 2 or 3 years. They may have been in the business for 30.
Call their authors. If you're checking people out, and all of us have a list of books, call those authors. You can find them on Facebook or something and ask them yourself. You're right. Do your research. That's important.
Absolutely do your research. And find the service that is right. Pardon me, y'all. Find the service that is right for you guys. Or self-publish. And if you need help, if you have questions, she may not answer your question in 15 or 20 minutes, but she will email you back and answer you. I bet you money on it.
Yep,
I'm getting my emails from her come in about anywhere between midnight and 3 a.m. The woman don't sleep. I don't know why, but hey, I've got on to her a couple of times about that. Look, you don't have to answer me at 3 a.m. You can answer me when you get in the office tomorrow.
I'm a night owl. I am. I'm a night owl.
She is, and the only reason I know it is because I am too.
We've been emailing each other back and forth at 2 a.m.
Exactly. Miss Larkin, Stephanie, as always, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me on. When you told me you were having a show, I was like, pick me.
Oh, I'd already planned on having you on. Trust me. Before you said anything, I was like, wait a minute now. I know I got to get her on there. I just want to get a few offers in there first.
Oh, well, I am honored to be here. Believe me. And it's always fun hanging out with you.
And it's always fun hanging out with you. Now, I did say you're an author.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't want to be. I
have a whole bunch of books. This is the one that I push the most, called Write That Book, because I give so many workshops and talks to get people to write books. So there's Write That Book, there's Write Your Book, there's the the workbook. There's a whole series. I think I'm actually going to redo all of these for 2021 because so many things have changed. That's
Right.
my primary book series. I also ghostwrite, and I can't, my lips are sealed because I can't tell you whose books I did write for them.
Oh, that's rules about ghostwriting. I mean,
The rules about ghostwriting.
they
As
put
I
the words
can't tell
down
you,
there, but it's their ideas and it's their thoughts. I mean, all we're doing is
right.
putting words on paper.
That's
You know,
right. So
that's
my
it.
lips are sealed, but this is the series that, and I think I'm going to redo this one for the next year because a lot of things have changed, you know, and sometimes you have to redo a book series.
Definitely have. But well, people, Stephanie, as usual, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Always a pleasure hanging out.
It was my honor to have you on my show. You're my
And
mentor, my friend.
insanity is done. I want the food.
You'll get the food.
Thank you.
If I'm ever able to get up there around Long Island, I'll make danger to bring you some.
Better be bringing me some food.
Well, people, this has been Miss Stephanie Larkin. She is the head penguin at Red Penguin Books. That's what she calls herself. And she will get you the information you need and won't charge you a dime. Remember now, between the covers.
Between the covers, TV.com, or just go to redpenguinbooks.com. It's all there.
And she also has a podcast on her specifically for authors.
Yep.
She is always looking for submissions. Please submit to her. What did they used to say? Use me, abuse me, but don't ever lose me.
Love it.
But, you know, Stephanie, it's been great talking to you. I mean, I could turn this into a 4-hour.
I could just stay here all day. You know that.
I mean, but we both got things we got to do. And I know you're busier than I am, for daggone sake.
Well, I'll have to come visit another time later then, okay?
I've got to get back to editing a book sooner or later. You know how I drag.
I can't wait to read it.
Well, I got to get it finished first because the software I'm using is working pretty good. I like it, actually.
Good. That's what you wanted to tell me how it was going.
Yep, I think I emailed you about that.
Yeah,
But
I
anyway,
haven't used that one yet.
No, it's very simple. I'll email you a little bit more on it. Again, everybody, this is Miss Stephanie Larkin, head of Red Penguin Books.
Thanks.
Please email her, talk to her. She's got a world of information. She will let you know, her website will let you know when these free courses are coming up for you to learn from and broaden your horizons on your marketing skills as well as your writing skills. Trust me, this woman knows her stuff. And it's not about selling her service. It's about helping the authors out there. And again, if you're going to use a publishing service, hers or otherwise, do your research.
Please.
Straight up. Don't get stuck just because one person has a cheap price.
That's right.
Another one has a high price. There's prices all over the place on this thing. You got to find the one that's right for you, not only because of price, but because of what they're offering for you. You know, whoever it is. Again, people, this is R.K. Mullins, author of Time for a Serial Killer, A Lifetime of Murder, and host of Author to Author with Miss Stephanie Larkin from Red Penguin Books. Stephanie, great talking to you again. I'll see you later.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.